Hi guys, 18dap here and welcome to this match preview, Doncaster Rovers versus Plymouth Argyle at the Plymouth Stadium this Saturday. Let's get the video started. So guys, welcome to this match preview, Doncaster Rovers versus Plymouth Argyle this Saturday at the Plymouth Stadium. If you're an existing subscriber, welcome back, thank you for returning. If you're new to the channel and this video has brought you here, welcome. Please click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. We're just over 1900, we're on our way to 2000. You can help us on the way. If you are new, this is a format that we go with in match previews. We'll look at the previous meetings between the two clubs, we'll look at the current form across all competitions. I choose a Doncaster Rovers player to focus on, and we take a quick look at the opponent, brief history, and my one to watch for you guys, or my opinion on the one to watch for you guys. And then me and the family have got Predictions League, so there'll be an update on that, and there is a little bit of movement, so stay tuned for the end. And then to finish the video off, I give my score prediction for the upcoming game. So on to previous meetings. Rovers and Plymouth have faced off 43 times, and Donny just edging it slightly with 16 wins, Plymouth coming out on top on 13 occasions, and we've shared the spoils on 14. Looking back at the last 5 meetings, all in League One, back in the 17-18 season, we did pretty decently, a 3-0 away win, and then we shared the spoils at the Plymouth Stadium. And then we're in different divisions the season after, but we faced off again in the 18-19 season, where Rovers came out on top on both occasions with a 3-2 away win and a 2-0 home win. And then earlier this season, it was an unfortunate away defeat. We just didn't turn up on that day. A very good Plymouth performance turned us over at home park 2-1. So hopefully it's not a repeat of that on Saturday. Moving on to current form, ours is looking slightly better than it has for the last couple of weeks. Over the last 5, we've lost 3, drawn 1, and then we've started to turn the tide, hopefully, with a win on Tuesday night. Plymouth, on the other hand, slightly better, 2 wins, 2 defeats, and a draw in their last 5. And Plymouth sits smack bang in the middle of the table in 12th. It seems to be a pretty fair position, in my opinion, at this stage of the season, with a lot of inconsistency being shown and being the theme over the last couple of games especially. Looking at the last couple of games, fantastic wins against Fleetwood and high-flying Lincoln 4-3, an unreal showing there. And that just shows the potential damage that Plymouth can cause on the best League One sides in the division at the minute. But flip that around and you see the ugly side of Plymouth with a draw against Rochdale and then a defeat on Tuesday against Northampton, which Ryan Lowe has said is unacceptable. So I'm expecting Plymouth to come out all guns blazing on Saturday. But hopefully we get the Plymouth that showed up against Northampton rather than the Plymouth that showed up against Lincoln, and we stand a good chance of coming away with the points in this one. On to the Rovers, first game for Andy Butler on Tuesday night, and for me we saw a similar style of play to what we've seen for the majority of the season, but different personnel within that system, and I think the players got given a little bit more freedom than what they have over the last couple of weeks. So we saw the free-flowing passing that we got with Darren Moore, but I think we saw a lot more attacking intent under Andy Butler, and it took me back towards the start of the season rather than the last couple of weeks. So we looked galvanised, we looked energetic, and every single player looked out to prove a point, and to a man we wanted the result much more than Portsmouth, and it showed until the final few minutes where it got a little bit nervy when Marquis pulled one back, halved the deficit, and then it seemed to go on for absolutely ages. 3 minutes of added time, I think we ended up in the 6th. The referee clearly had a drawdown on his coupon maybe, but for me a well deserved 3 points on Tuesday night, back on track, and it's a great start to Andy Butler's reign. Moving on to player focus, just mentioned him, he's not a player anymore, it is Andy Butler. He's hung his boots up to focus on the managerial position, and I couldn't think of anyone better to take the reins from Darren Moore. I think the transition will be seamless. He's been part of the squad all season, so he knows the players, he knows the staff, he knows the club, he knows the ethos, he knows our whole mentality as a club, Doncaster brand and business. Does a lot of work in the community as well. So for me, from a fan's point of view, I'm very happy with this appointment. I don't think he's got any pressure on him towards the end of the season. I think if he takes us into the playoffs or into the top two and into the championship next year, which is where I'm hoping that we are, he's done a fantastic job. He's carried on the foundations that Darren Moore's put in place, built on that, put his own stamp on the team and finished the job off. If it goes the other way, which it could well do, then fingers will probably get pointed at Darren Moore's departure. So he's in a win-win situation for me at the minute with very little pressure on him. But being a Donny lad, brought up in Donny, it's clear to see in his interviews that the passion is second to none, and he'll give absolutely everything in this job. So fans' point of view, very happy with this appointment, and I hope it's a positive one. I hope we get the results and continue to be in the top six as we have done for the majority of the season. And yeah, by the fallout on social media, it seems like the majority of fans are in the same mindset as me. So just wish we were in the ground to support him, especially in the first couple of games. But yeah, Andy Butler, our new manager, started with 1 win. Can't ask for anything better than that, really. Hopefully we make it 2 on Saturday. Moving on to the opponent, Plymouth Argyle, founded in 1886. Mentioned him earlier, Ryan Lowe is their current manager, and managerial style, I would say a little gung-ho, very attacking. I may be wrong. Plymouth fans, you know your team much better than what I do. Comment in the section down below. Correct me if I am wrong, or agree with me if I'm correct. But yeah, for me, a very attacking style of play. So I'm expecting Plymouth to come at us on Saturday, which could benefit us to potentially getting in behind them. But we've got to be on our game as a defensive unit, especially with a guy that I'm going to be mentioning shortly. But Ryan Lowe currently got a 46% win record at Plymouth, so a fantastic record. I can't see them being dragged into anything towards the bottom end of the table, but I can see them potentially putting a decent little run together and potentially being one of those teams near the end of the season that just sneaks in to the playoffs. There's still a long way to go in the season. There's still going to be twists and turns. I think Ryan Lowe's a fantastic manager, plays a very good style of football. Like I say, attacking football, it's always entertaining. So yeah, potentials for an outside shot at playoffs, let me know in the comments down below. Recent honours, League 2 promotion last season, coming up in 3rd place. There were League 2 runners-up back in 2016-17 and the won League 2 back in 2001-2002 season. Moving on to the one to watch for Plymouth Argyle, kind of touched a little bit on the attacking style of play, and Luke Jeffcott has thoroughly enjoyed the attacking style of play. Currently on 18 goals across all competitions this season. Fantastic striker. I think if he gets that opportunity in front of goal, it's going to be in the back of the net. So we need to limit the amount of chances Luke gets. We need to limit the amount of balls into him, the service. And as soon as he's got it, be touch tight. Don't let him turn. Don't let him have a sight on goal, because if he does, he'll probably nestle in the back of the net, which we don't want. It'd be nice to get a clean sheet on Saturday. But for me, Luke Jeffcott is the one to watch for Plymouth on Saturday. And moving on to the predictions league table, I've been asked to get the predictions from all the family and get these on here before the game so that you guys can keep a track of it. But unfortunately, sometimes I record this a couple of days before, so you guys get to watch it at your leisure, and the family give me their predictions on game day. So I will start to put them on my Twitter, which is linked in the description down below. So if you go and follow me on there, you will get to see the family's predictions before the game starts, so that you can keep a track and keep an eye on this table. So if you are new to this, what we do is we predict the scoreline for every single league game. If we get the scoreline spot on, we get 3 points. If we get the result right but not the scoreline, we get 1 point. If we get it completely wrong, we get no points. And we were all positive on Tuesday night, we thought Andy Butler taking charge, going to galvanise the squad and we're going to turn Portsmouth over. Max and my dad went with a 3-2 win. Chris went with a 2-0, so I was absolutely gutted when John Marquis scored. And I went with a 2-1, so when John Marquis scored, I was fairly happy. But then it almost ended up a draw, so it could have destroyed the evening. But what that's done is completely compacted our little table. Max and my dad on top on 19 points. Chris still just behind them on 18, but I've closed the gap. I'm now on 17 points, so fingers crossed for another correct scoreline today, or for Saturday's game, and I may be leapfrogging everybody else, we will see. And that leads me on to my score prediction. I think it's going to be a tough game after Plymouth fell to defeat at Northampton. I think they'll be looking to rectify that. Games come thick and fast, as we know. It's a good opportunity to forget the last game and move on very quickly, so I think they'll be looking to do that. As I say, attacking style of play, we're going to have to be on it defensively to prevent them from creating any sort of clear-cut chances. But I'm hoping that the spring in our step from Tuesday continues into Saturday. Andy Butler's clearly demanding the respect from the group of players. His transition from player to manager seems to be going quite well. I'm hoping that continues. I'm remaining positive, and I'm going with a 2-0 home win. We will see. It's going to be a tough one. And that's where I'm going to leave this video. If you've enjoyed it, big thumbs up for us please on it. Comments in the section down below. Let me know your thoughts on this game. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.